The shocking news came from the South Korean entertainment world. Jungkook, the youngest member of the famous boy band BTS, who is currently serving his military service as a cook in the 5th Infantry Division of the South Korean Army, reportedly experienced an alarming incident. His family expressed their dissatisfaction with the military and the hospital over the results of 2 medical examinations that were given without explanation. In mid-January 2025, Jungkook reportedly developed unusual symptoms after eating a meal at the military canteen where he served as a cook. Such symptoms include dizziness, nausea, and prolonged weakness. After receiving initial treatment at a military medical facility, he was then referred to a military hospital for further examination. However, the highlight is the result of the 2 medical examinations carried out. Jungkook's family accepted the results without a detailed explanation of his health condition. This has caused concern and speculation, especially given Jungkook's status as a well-known celebrity. Why are the results of the medical examination not accompanied by adequate information? Is there any information that is deliberately hidden by the military or hospitals? Is this incident related to Jungkook's job as a cook in the military? These questions still do not get satisfactory answers. Jungkook's family expressed their dissatisfaction with the lack of transparency on the part of the military and the hospital. They demanded a clear explanation of Jungkook's health condition and the reasons behind the absence of information on the results of the medical examination. Meanwhile, fans of BTS, known as ARMY, also showed their concern. Social media was filled with hashtags of support for Jungkook, and many urged authorities to provide clarification on the incident. Some speculation arose among the public and the media. Some suspect that Jungkook may have been exposed to harmful substances or toxins through the food he consumed or prepared. However, in the absence of official information, this speculation remains unconfirmed. The case highlights the importance of transparency in the handling of the health of military personnel, especially those with a high public profile such as Jungkook. Families and the public are entitled to clear and accurate information about the health conditions of military personnel, as well as explanations of the procedures and results of medical examinations carried out. To date, there has been no official statement from the military or the hospital regarding this incident. Jungkook's family is reportedly considering legal steps to get clarity and justice for their son. The public and fans continue to look forward to further developments and hope that Jungkook recovers soon and returns to his usual activities. This case is a reminder of the importance of transparent communication between military institutions, medical facilities, and families of military personnel. Hopefully, this incident can be resolved properly and all parties involved can take valuable lessons to prevent similar incidents in the future. Since the shocking news about Jungkook's health condition came to the public, various speculations began to grow wild. Allegations that he had been poisoned in a military camp were further strengthened after 2 medical examination results were issued without explanation. Jungkook's family is now openly demanding justice, while the military has chosen silence. The case is increasingly controversial as Jungkook's family finds it difficult to get access to information about the star's health condition. In an initial report received by the family, Jungkook described experiencing extreme fatigue from military activities. However, after the second medical result came out, the doctor actually issued an ambiguous report without additional information to an internal military source, who declined to be named, said Jungkook was rushed to the hospital in a weak condition, unable to stand steady, and in a cold sweat. However, when the family requested further access to his medical records, the request was denied for no apparent reason. Many fans and health experts began to suspect that Jungkook's condition was not just ordinary fatigue. Some speculate that he may have been exposed to toxic substances in the food he prepared at the military camp. As a cook in a military camp, Jungkook had direct access to the kitchen and foodstuffs consumed by the soldiers. If any toxic substances enter his body, where do they come from? Was this just an accident, or were there parties who deliberately committed this act? A military health expert who did not want to be named revealed that some cases of poisoning in the military environment are often not reported transparently. We have dealt with cases of poisoning in the military, but often the results of the investigation are not disclosed to the public. There are internal policies that make this kind of information very difficult to access, he said. Does this mean Jungkook is the victim of a bigger scandal? If it is true that this is a case of poisoning, why is only Jungkook affected? Why are no other soldiers experiencing similar conditions? Some have speculated that Jungkook may be the target of something bigger. As a global celebrity, his presence in the military camp certainly attracts the attention of many, including those who may not be happy with the privileges he gets. A former South Korean soldier who had served in the same unit stated that sometimes there was unfair treatment of celebrities serving in the military. One of the most suspicious aspects of the case is the attitude of the military hospital that issued 2 examination results without giving details to the family. Is it possible that there is pressure from certain parties to keep this information confidential? If so, who has a vested interest in hiding Jungkook's health condition? A former military doctor who now works in a civilian hospital gave an anonymous interview about how certain medical cases in the military environment are often not reported honestly. Since this news emerged, armies around the world have reacted with anger and panic. The hashtag Justice for Jungkook was instantly trending on Twitter, X, and thousands of fans urged the authorities to provide a transparent explanation. Some fans even called for Bighit Entertainment, the agency that houses BTS, to step in and demand clarity from the military. The South Korean military has not yet issued an official statement on the case. However, with increasing public pressure, it is possible that they will soon be forced to give an answer. New evidence revealed. Is there a military conspiracy behind Jungkook's case? The mysterious story of Jungkook's health condition is getting deeper and more controversial. Recent evidence suggests that there is something bigger going on behind the scenes. According to the latest reports from internal sources, there is a strong suspicion that the incident that happened to Jungkook was not an ordinary accident. Some medical records that were supposed to be crucial evidence in the investigation were reportedly mysteriously lost from the archives of military hospitals. Is this a coincidence? Or is it a systematic attempt to hide the truth? Secret documents leaked. What exactly is Jungkook suffering from? In a report obtained by independent investigative media, a medical staff member working at the hospital where Jungkook was treated revealed that the examination results showed signs of exposure to toxic substances in his body. However, instead of revealing these findings to the public, the hospital instead chose to remain silent and issued unclear examination results to the family. We found something in his blood, but I can't say what it was. There was pressure from superiors not to speak, the source said anonymously. This fact further strengthens the suspicion that there is a conspiracy behind this incident. If there really was poison in Jungkook's body, who put it in? And more importantly, why is the military trying to cover it up? The South Korean military has finally spoken up. But their answers are even more suspicious after heavy pressure from Jungkook's family, the army, and international media. The South Korean military finally released an official statement. However, instead of explaining in detail, they only give brief statements that only raise more suspicion. Jungkook is in stable condition and is not experiencing any serious problems. We cannot disclose more in order to maintain the privacy of those concerned. How can a person who has to be rushed to the hospital and has 2 conflicting examination results be called not experiencing serious problems? To make matters worse, when Jungkook's family asked to meet with the doctor in charge of the case, their request was denied for no apparent reason. Suspected internal attack. Is Jungkook a target? One theory that is increasingly being discussed on social media is the possibility that Jungkook was the target of an internal attack in military. As a global idol with great influence, his presence in the military camp is certainly in the spotlight. Not a few parties feel jealous or unhappy with the preferential treatment they may receive. A former soldier who had served in the same unit as Jungkook mentioned that the military environment was not always friendly to celebrities. Celebrities who go into the military often experience greater psychological stress.